ざいます。
おはようございます。
何時ですか今？
今は3時59分です。朝の。
どこ行くんですか？
今からサンフランシスコに行きます。
何時間ですか？
だいたい7時間ぐらいかな。給油とかしてたら多分そのぐらいかかっちゃう。
頑張ります。
行ってきます。
行ってきます。
My buddy, I used to work at the Stanford Hospital. So he had it in a Pogo frame raked out, and he couldn't get it running. He had it sit in his backyard, and I've been parked for years. So I brought it home as he had it and got it running. So what basically all he had is a really bad carburetor. I'm going to keep the carburetor really good. The only thing I did to the motor, I took the heads off, cleaned the heads up, cleaned up the new gaskets on it. Oh, this is. So I basically started this bike in 07. Yeah. So I picked it up from him. You see, April 11th, 07 is when I bought it from him. And I spent the next couple of years just kind of going through it. I basically finished it. It took me a little bit, about a year and a half to do it. And I haven't ridden it much since. So I named it Leftovers. So basically, I was buying and selling parts at the time I got this thing. So I had the frame. So the frame's an 81 EF frame with the numbers. Because in '66 they didn't have frame numbers. So I rounded this off to give it the frame number on the frame. So it looks like it's matching frame. But this is the bike frame. This is the bike frame here. So this is what the frame is, an EF frame. So of course the motor's a 66 SLH motor, and that's how it's titled, it's 66. Tanks are 66, so I got it swap meet up. It's a Sacramento swap meet. It's a mixture of new and used parts. This is my toolbox. It's a Honda Accord Overflow. So, and I just wanted something kind of shiny, so I put that up as a toolbox. No, it's really cool. It's watertight. Never comes loose, so it's got no ring on it. It doesn't hold much, but you can get your tools, your license and stuff in there, your registration. So I painted it myself. It's my first metal flake paint job, so it was really fun to paint. As I told you, this is a on the listing. I always wanted a coffin dash, but not the coffin tank. I thought the coffin tanks are just too big, so I made this out of Brazilian bloodwood. This is real wood. So it probably took. I made it, yeah. Yeah, so it took me about 3 months, and that's
3 months?
yeah, about 3 months. Because I made a cardboard one first, then I made one out of pine, then I made this one.
Wow.
And you know how split tanks are? Split tanks aren't necessarily completely even. So I had to make sure. Look how well it fits. I had to make sure both sides fit really well. Speedometer's broken though. And, you know, it's an aftermarket, and it's what I found. You know, it's a size hole I found. I'm sure you can find another one for it. So when I bought the bike, when I bought it from him, the Pago frame, the only thing I kept was a motor, magneto, carburetor, so the same carburetor, oil bag, and transmission. That's basically all from the original bike. So everything else I swapped into it. Again, back in 08, 07, there was still a lot of local swap meets, so you could really go and really look through stuff. It's not like today where you almost have to buy everything. So these had the Sacramento one, these had the Cow Palace one. I even went down to one in San Bernardino one time. But like I said, I rebuilt the transmission. I may have just opened the back. I don't see. Is that? Yeah, it's 4-speed kicker only. So I didn't rebuild the transmission. Clean spindle assembly, new sandblasted kicker cover, install new kicker shaft seal, and replace the starter tank. I didn't even build that either. I just cleaned the top. I say if it's a running bike, it's not it's a good running bike. It's a lot of fun. But you got here, I almost got it. It'll probably still probably. Do you have any springs with magnetos? So you know how magnetos can be a little bit temperamental. So it's dialed in pretty good, but it hasn't started for a while. So it's going to take you probably a little bit to get it started. It was never one kicker anyway. I mean, guys always say one kicker. No, I'm not going to advertise this as a one kick bike. The magneto kind of. It's it's the only one I've ever owned the magneto, but people tell me to actually get recharged or something like that. I haven't never done that, but I haven't ridden for a couple of years, so I just kind of, when I go riding, I ride my 57 or my 78. I belong to a local antique motorcycle club here, and when we go riding, I like to have saddlebags and stuff like that because the weather changes so much. So, of course, I don't have saddlebags in it, so I did a couple of my ride to the antique club in San Francisco. They did called a 49-mile ride. I did that. That was fun. You just put a couple jackets on and go to the city. But since I did it, I haven't had to do anything to it. Like I said, the covers would come with it. If I had an S&S, I would have put an S&S on. I didn't have it. So I think it's a machine turbo. No, it's not high. I haven't put this on Facebook yet, but I thought I'd go ahead and sell this too. But I just don't write it in. I just got done painting this. So it's a 27 JD with a 28 front brake on it. But the 27, they didn't have brakes. It's got some broken fins on the cylinder and stuff. You know, I wouldn't have messed with the. When I bought it, it wasn't original paint anyway, but I developed a gas tank leak, so I was forced to do something. So I went ahead and cleaned it all up and redid it.
Is it running function?
It's running,
Wow.
but also I don't have any gas in it either. I mean, this I can call a one kicker. This thing starts just like that. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Still got the klaxon on. So this is not original. Yeah, so that's a Klaxon M6 horn. That's original horn for it. Correct headlight, correct handlebars. But like I said, I put the. You ever heard? You know what clincher tires are? Clincher wheels. So clincher wheels are from the 20s that both cars and motorcycles had. So the tires used to have hooks on them. But if you have a flat, they come unhooked and you wrap around your fender well. But when they wrap around a motorcycle tire, they kill you. It'll get caught in the fender well and it flips you over the bike. So I put the drop centers on it so I could ride it, so it's safe. But yeah, it was a fun project. It's a really fun ride. Most of the guys that ride these things don't ride them like they used to. I'm asking 30 for this one. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't. Like I said, I just rejoined Facebook to sell bikes because I got off Facebook because I got tired of people stealing my email address and stuff like that. There were a lot of scammers back 10 years ago. So I talked to my buddy that owns Custom Culture Cycles. He said the best way to sell is on Facebook because I've been trying to sell on Craigslist and not having much luck. And I don't want to do eBay. eBay's is too far away. You know, the citizen stuff. But yeah, this is a fun little bike. This is oh yeah, I got a title for it. It's a 27. Yeah, this is, I got this, a buddy of mine had a 40 knuckle. And I picked my 57 out, which sits right there. And this 40, you never washed it, never cleaned it. It looked dirty and ugly. So I bought this. This was dirty and ugly before till I painted it. Because they'd always look at this 40 knuckle and ignore my 57 after all the work I put in. So I bought this to kind of screw it. So I write this and people start looking at this because it's older than his and look uglier. Yeah, go ahead. This is a family wagon. I got this. It's my birth year, 61, and my wife doesn't ride. And I put it in the front yard to take pictures. And she sat in the sidecar. And my son was one time. He jumped on the lap, and she said, "Let's go." So we started going everywhere with the family. So we called it the family wagon. And then he got a little bit ride by himself. So I put a lap belt in it. But what you see is the original model. I'm only the second owner.
How long you had?
I've had this one 21 years. Yeah, like I said, my son's 22 now, so he doesn't ride it. You know. But yeah, this is. I painted this one too. The guy I bought it from was in Gulf Breeze, Florida, but he actually lived in Belmont with this bike, and he got rear-ended on Alston Avenue, so I had to redo. He had it redone, but they did all the jobs, so I redid the sidecars. So it's got some doublers on the inside, but it's strong sidecar. But yeah, this one. I said I don't. That's the one I'll show you. So we go in the back. It came with that bike, but I think it worth like $500-600, but I'm not for sure. But it's original fiberglass turn out. This I can't get rid of yet because that's the actual buddy seat for that. So I gotta wait till that sells. I got a windshield. Like I said, I got rid of most stuff years ago. That's how I kind of quit working on this stuff. This in here. Yeah, I believe it's Old Patrol. I think it's Spanish Patrol or something. I forget. I think that's leaving me up one time. So I think it's a patrol hat. So that's the left gas. So that's original Harley 61 tank. Well, you know, I was going. So when I painted this, I was going to have a spare completely painted tank, but I screwed up the stripes on. The stripes are off by an inch. So I said, screw it, I'm not going to repaint it. I'm just going to hang it up on the wall, but I hope I don't leave it anywhere, because those are original tanks on the bike. Oh, the star hubs. So those are 4 stages. If you look at the one on the very left, that's, I think, early Knuckles. It's got the step flange on it. So they're all, I built them all. They're all built and ready to go. But it's just kind of my showcase thing. So and I think the second one is like, because it's still got, I think the groove in the barrel's not a solid pipe. It's 29,500. 22,000 original miles on it. I'll show you real quick on the YouTube. You've done this a few times. Well, it was a fun project when I built it, though. It was a lot of fun doing it.